before you come at me in the comments and be like, oh, you can't do that, oh, you cheated there. I know, fully aware of that, intended to. Hi, I'm Jenny and welcome to week 4 of Spookoplathon. So this is a readathon hosted by Becca at Becca and the Books. We have got a board. It is inspired by Becca's old TBR game Spookopoly, which is inspired by Monopoly. And yeah, with the board, it's all kind of spooky prompts. You roll a dice, you get some prompts, you read some books. If you can hear that beeping, I'm really sorry. The neighbour's alarm is going off and it's kind of driving me mad. So we are on week 4. Last week I did my first roll for this week's vlog, and I gave you a little hint as to what I was going to be reading. I will insert those clips now in just a minute. I have a good feeling about this week. I don't know why, but I have a good feeling. I'm hoping that we can get multiple rolls in this week. We can get some good books on the TBR. I have still got my priority TBR here next to me. I haven't really touched it, let's be totally honest. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to get some rolls this week where I can actually work on my priority TBR. I really want to get at least another horror in. So I've got on my priority TBR This Cursed House, What Moves the Dead and Home Before Dark. I would like to get at least one of those on the list and actually read. I really want to read The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. I've had a very, very fantasy heavy month so far, so I do want something that's a little bit different. I've also got Richard Osman's We Solve Murders that I would like to get to. I'm not going to be totally mad if this one rolls over until November, but I want to get it read fairly soon. Yeah, this week, if I can, I'm going to try to avoid fantasy if I possibly can. Just like I said, I've had a very, very fantasy heavy reading month so far. So yeah, you can expect more cheating on the board to be coming up. I will be twisting these prompts and I will be actively cheating to get my own way. And before you come at me in the comments and be like, oh, you can't do that, oh, you cheated there. I know, fully aware of that, intended to. I was going to say it's my game, my rules. It's not my game. I will allow Becca to tell me that I'm cheating and I can't do that, but also I know she doesn't really give a shit whether anybody cheats because it's just a game. It's my reading. I'm going to read what makes me happy. So I will be cheating quite blatantly at some points, I'm sure. I will be twisting those prompts like a really twisty thing to get them to fit whatever I want to read. So if that offends you, I'm sorry, but I need some wins this month. So far I feel like I've had quite a slow reading month. I've finished 6 books. 5 of them are fantasy, which is fine, but of those 5 fantasy, 4 of them were 3 stars or below. So this is why I'm just I just need some wins. I need some quick reads. I need some fun reads. I want to get some romance on this TBR just to kind of give me again those wins, those little kind of popcorn easy reads. I want to get some horror on because I haven't read very much horror and it is spooky season and I'm doing a spookoplathon, a spooky vlog, and I'm not reading anything spooky. So yeah, I want to be aiming to try to avoid fantasy if at all possible. It's not going to be entirely possible because I know that because I know what I'm currently reading. I am doing this intro late, but But yeah, I'm just hoping that this week the board can be a little bit nicer to me than it has been for the last 2 weeks. And yeah, well, I'm going to just stick in my rolls and let you know what we're going to start off with. So enjoy the vlog. So let's get my board up. I'm here on feed scroll, which means the furthest we can get is spooky over here, 12 spaces away, because we're not having doubles on this one. I think I'm happy with most of these. So broomstick, clean cover, I think I can do that. 2 more tropes, I can do that. Historical, yeah. Vampires, I can do that. Grady Hendrix, I can do that. House on the cover, absolutely. Dice roll roulette, again, I'd be fine with that. Spoopy, I can do. Spooky, yeah. I think, to be totally honest, I feel like I'm in quite a comfortable area. So, I don't know why the dice looks like this and not big, but there we go. 11. Good, I didn't need to cheat today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we have got Spoopy. Okay, yay! I'm actually quite excited by that, because that means that I can finally read a romance, and I will be totally honest with you, as well as cheating with the dice, I was fully intending to twist any prompt so I could read a romance, because I just need something that isn't a heavy fantasy right now. So, a spoopy book. Let's see what I'm gonna... So, as you can see, we landed on Spoopy, and I have 3 options. So we've got The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, Hex Education by Maureen Kilner, and A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley. I actually put these 3 up on my Instagram story as a poll and asked the community what one I should read. And the choice was A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, which, to be honest, I am quite happy about, because that's the one that, of these 3, this is the one that isn't necessarily the one that I'm most intrigued by, but this is the one that I had put on my TBR, like higher up my TBR this month. I think this one I'm not massively intrigued. I'm intrigued by it, but I'm like, I'd read it if it came up, but I'm probably not going to lean towards it. Dead Romantics does intrigue me, but also I feel like The Dead Romantics can be read at any time of the year, whereas I feel like The Witch's Guide is a very, very autumnal October book. Anyway, so my first book of this vlog is going to be A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating. Hello, it is Saturday evening. Okay, I am 50 pages into A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. You're a little demon today. I'm not really loving it. Like, it's fine so far. Do you know what? It feels like one of those sort of popcorn fluff books that I could read all the way through and be like, that was quite nice. Forgettable, but nice. But because I've just read a book that I wasn't really enjoying, I think what I'm going to do is do another roll, and I'm going to put A Witch's Guide down. It's going to go back on the TBR. So it's not going to go like back on the TBR, my like October TBR pile. So I'm not DNFing it. If it fits another prompt that comes up, then I'll pick it up again. But I kind of just want a win right now. Like, I kind of just want a book that I'm going to enjoy. And there's, off the top of my head, there's 3, maybe 4 books on my initial TBR, like my priority TBR, that kind of fulfills that very high 5-star prediction, will just give me a win. So I'm going to do another roll, see if I can get one of them on. And yeah, A Witch's Guide is just going to go back on the TBR. Like I said, I'm not DNFing it. I will try and pick it up again later this month. But right now, do I even want to put it back on TBR? I don't. I'm going to leave it as, actually, I'm going to still do another roll. And I'm going to leave The Witch's Guide as sort of a a secondary read. I mean, probably fourth read, because I'm also reading Madship and Fantasia. But yeah, I just don't, I don't think it's going to be the kind of palette cleanser, 5-star, giving me the solid vibes that I want right now. So come with me, let's go upstairs and do another roll for roll 6, I think. Okay, we have starting down here on Spoopy. Once again, I don't want doubles. I will potentially be cheating if doubles come up. So let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Big book over 500 pages. Okay. I have 2 options for this. So big book over 500 pages. I'm currently reading Madship. So I could put on Madship for this and do another roll. Or I could put on The End Crowns All, which I really, really want to read. I feel like I should call Madship my big book, because I'm reading it anyway. I'm going to continue reading it anyway. It's sort of, I don't know, but I feel like that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call Madship my big book, which means I'm going to do another roll for roll 7. So let's try again. Please be nice to me. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Community Shelf. That is a book from my book box jar. Nothing on my TBR is from my book box jar. Am I going to regret this? Potentially. A Dark and Drowning Tide. I don't want to read that. What we're actually going to do is cheat. And we're going to pretend we didn't do a roll 7 there. We're going to rewind back to Big Book. And we're putting on The End Crowns All. Who is going to stop me? Let's be honest. It's my reads. My reading. I'm going to do what I want. But yeah, I need a win. You know, I need a book that is going to be a win. And the Madship will be a win. But also, I'm 600 pages into the Madship, which means I've still got 300 pages left. The End Crowns All is also going to be a win. So I am going to do that. We're going to ignore the fact that I even have mentioned the Madship. Don't know what you're talking about. So we're here on Big Book, over 500 pages, and I am putting on The End Crowns All by B. Fitzgerald. Don't tell me off. I've done it. I am not above cheating. Just let me have the win. Hello. Okay, it's 9:30 on Saturday. I am 100 pages into The End Crowns All. I'm stopping for tonight, but I'm really liking it so far. And I know that it's not, I know earlier I said I wanted like a romance or something that I'm a little bit fantasied out. But this is also kind of what I wanted, you know. I can already feel this is going to be a win. It's going to be just giving me those vibes. I'm really enjoying it. So 100 pages in, we've met Cassandra. She has been given the gift of prophecy by Apollo. However, he has then cursed her and her prophecies are not believed. We've also met Helen, who has escaped Sparta by marrying Paris, one of the sons of Troy. What I'm also enjoying is at the beginning of the book there was an author's note about the asexual rep in here. I believe it is Cassandra who is asexual, which again is fantastic because that's rep that I feel we barely ever see. And there is also disability rep with Andromeda, Hector's wife, who uses a cane. I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a really good time. I am quite tired, which is why I'm gonna stop reading and go to bed now. But yeah. Anywho, I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm hoping to get a good amount of reading done tomorrow. So I know I was saying earlier about The Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I think I'm going to still try and read a bit more tomorrow. I think my plan tomorrow will be if I can get to like the 100-page mark in Witch's Guide, just to give me an idea of, is this a book that I'm going to enjoy? Do I want to continue reading it or do I want to DNF? Flashbacks to last week's vlog with a Fate Inked in Blood there. But at the moment, I'm intrigued in, well, at the moment with A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, I feel like it's going to be a middly okay book. There's nothing that's sort of making me think, yes, this is a book that I need to finish. I'm really intrigued by either the characters or the plot or anything like that. There are a couple of plot points that I'm like the main character's mother, I think is awful. And I kind of want to see like the relationship start, but at the same time, oh, that's a big sigh, Bracken. At the same time, I don't want to read a 350-page book that's going to be kind of middly, just for a sex scene, you know? So, yeah, I think I'm going to give that one another 50 pages. And to be honest, I either would like the plot to actually really start plotting and like be intriguing, or the sex scenes to start. Because again, that might just be a little bit more interesting. And yeah, if they're not, if it's still just feeling just a little bit kind of cozy, cutesy, then I think Witch's Guide might not be for me. I'll be honest, I am not 100% convinced that witchy, cozy romantasy is a genre that I enjoy. So I read The Ex-Hex. It was fine, but I didn't love it. Last year I read, I can't remember the book, I DNF'd it, but it was, I have no clue what the book was called, but it was one that I DNF'd anyway. Similar sort of vein to Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, you know, it was like a cozy romantasy with a witch and someone else. And yeah, I'm not 100% convinced that it's a genre for me. So that would be really, really good, because if I decide that Witch's Guide isn't for me, then again, that means that like I've got books like Hex Education. I've actually just been sent a book, Crescent Moon Tea Shop, and they're ones that I can go, do you know what, no, like I don't think they're going to be for me. Maybe I could try a chapter or something on them, but they might end up going, which to be honest isn't an awful thing, because I do need to have some space on my shelves. As always, the forever battle there. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed and I will talk to you in the morning. Okay, decision has been made. I'm going to DNF Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. I read up to about page, I don't actually know now. about page like 90, I think. And I was just kind of bored. I then skimmed ahead to see when like any kind of sex scenes start, and all that I could find, like up until sort of halfway point, was nothing very exciting. So I thought I'm not really enjoying the plot, I'm not really enjoying the characters, and if there ain't even any good sex scenes in it for a long time, then we're just going to say no. I just think this one just isn't for me. I can see that it's going to be a book that a lot of people would really enjoy, but it's just not for me. So DNFing this one, and I'm going to go back to The End Crowns All. Actually, I'm not. That's a lie. DNFing this one, but I'm going to go and edit a video that I need to be editing. Sunday, it's about midday, I think, and I'm at the 200 page mark of The End Crowns All. I'm really enjoying it. I knew I would, but it's really good. So Cassandra is having her visions. The Greeks have come to Troy. Helen is the only person that believes that Cassandra's visions are true, even though as she hears them, she believes they are false, but she knows that what she is saying is true. Because Helen is a daughter of Zeus, she is able to kind of, the curse that Apollo has put on Cassandra's prophecies doesn't affect her as much as it does everybody else. Everybody else believes that Cassandra is just completely spouting falsehoods, whereas Helen knows that they are true, even though she hears them, and she doesn't believe them when she hears them. She knows that the curse is stopping her. I'm really liking seeing these two start to work together. Like I said, I'm 200 pages in, so I'm excited to see how the war part is going to work, because what I love about B. Fitzgerald's writing is the way that she really gets you emotionally invested with the characters, and I'm interested how we're going to see, because I don't think we're going to be in the battle. I think we're going to see everything from Cassandra and Helen's points of view. So we're going to be seeing this war from the women who are not involved, who are not there fighting, but are obviously still involved. So yeah, shops again. I don't actually know if I've explained this, but I have started up a new Etsy shop where I am selling crochet book sleeve patterns. I've only got a couple, well, this will only be the second one I've got up so far, because while the patterns themselves are quite straightforward for me to make, my problem is I'm just quite rubbish, and so I'll make a pattern, but then I'm like, oh, hang on, I needed to take photos of step by step in the pattern to actually put that into the pattern that I'm writing up. I'm halfway through writing up a pattern that I really, really like, which is inspired by the Orange Penguin Classics for Jane Eyre. And I'm like I said, I'm kind of partway through doing that, except the actual typing up of every line of that one is just, I'm like, ugh, tired of it. Because it's like, yarn A one stitch, yarn B one stitch, change again, change it to this, and I'm just like, I don't want to. But I want to get these up online, because if they're not online, they're not going to sell, I'm not going to make any money. But my plan is, once I've got like half a dozen patterns up, I am going to do a sleeve drop and actually sell some of the sleeves as well. Some of the ones that I've made, a lot of the ones that I've made have been kind of just prototype ones, so that they're not actually saleable. But which is why I'm having to like kind of make a couple, because I'm making one to see if it works, then I have to make another one to like photograph it, and then normally that second one is the one which is going to be saleable. But because I'm reading, I don't want to be just spending like every minute crocheting, so I haven't actually crocheted for the last like week or so. Anyway, that was a probably not very interesting update. if you are interested in crochet book sleeve patterns, this one I actually really like. It wraps around. Let me undo it and I will show you. So you've got a pocket on the front to put in like tabs or your bookmark or whatever. It wraps around the hardback, so it works as a dust jacket. And then, oh, this is an awful angle, isn't it? And then you've got the little button so you can do it up, so it remains safe and secure. You don't damage your dust jacket, you don't damage your spine and your ends of your book, and it just kind of wraps it around it. Sorry if you can hear the beeping. My neighbours have an alarm going off, and they're away. This alarm has been going on, well, it's 9:30 at the moment on Sunday night. This alarm's been going off for about 12 hours now. And I've even had the neighbour on the other side come over and be like, hey, do you have their number? And I'm like, no, I don't. We have no way of getting hold of this neighbour. Also, I live in a terrace house, so literally the alarm is there, it's on the other side of the wall. Anyway, sorry if you can hear that sound. Trust me, it is more annoying for me than it is for you. Anyway, I'm up to page 300 in the End Crowns All, and I'm still loving it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying Cassandra and Helen's friendship, and I really love that there's a sort of little like twinkling of romance from both sides, but it's not a romance, you know, like you're just kind of, it's a very soft relationship. It's a very gentle like exploration between the two of them, and I'm just loving it. Yeah, I knew I was going to love this book, and I'm loving this book. It is no surprise to me anyway. It's just really nice. I don't really know what to say, I'll be totally honest with you. I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a great time. Yeah, I think it's written in a way that is, again, just telling a story in a really beautiful manner. The characters are really intriguing me. The relationships between them I'm loving. I love the way that B. Fitzgerald writes as well. I love her use of language and just her way of kind of getting to the root of a problem in a very 21st century manner. So for example, in Girl, Goddess, Queen, there was a lot of discussions around parental relationships and how, you know, just because they're your parents doesn't mean that you necessarily owe them respect or anything like that. And I feel like in this one there's a lot of discussion around autonomy, particularly female autonomy. So Cassandra has kind of got this sense of guilt that if she would just have sex with Apollo, then none of this would have happened. And you know, and Helen saying, no, that's ridiculous. If he's punishing you for not wanting to have sex with him, then he's not giving you a choice. So therefore it's, you know, it's SA. And yeah, I just really like the discussions we have in these books. I think that they're just really well done. So really enjoying it. Like I said, Sunday night, 300 pages in. I think I am going to go to bed now. I've read a lot today. I've read I've read 200 pages of the End Crowns All. So plus I've read a bit of two other books. I think I've read about nearly 300 pages today. I just want to kind of go to bed and just kind of chill for a little bit, and just kind of stop reading for a bit. And I don't really want to watch any TV right now, so bed and chill it is. Probably will watch something on YouTube. But But yeah, that is my update. I'm still really loving this book. I think it is beautifully written. I'm really enjoying everything about it, and I'm gonna continue. Hello friends, it is 6:30 on Monday. The beep is still happening. I don't know if you can hear the beep. You might not be able to hear the beep, but the beep has been beeping for 36 hours now. I can hear the beep, and you know what? I can't even test to see if you can hear the beep on any of these like clips that I'm recording, because when I play them, I've still got the beep happening. I'm going to actually just open the back door where you can really hear the beep. 36 hours since midday yesterday. I'm going insane. So, books, reading, yay. Still on the End Crown Soul. I'm nearly at page 350 mark. I am still loving the End Crown Soul so much. It is so good. I think you're a little bit mucky. A little bit mucky to go on the sofa. Come on, off. Yeah, End Crown Soul, so good. I am loving it. Well, that didn't work at all, did it? But I can just jump straight back up on the sofa. Do I have anything else to say? I don't think so. I would like to try to get at least to the page 400 mark today, if not potentially even finish the book. However, like I said, slowly going insane with that beep, which has been beeping all night and all day. And all day yesterday, and it's going to be beeping all night again tonight, and I am not coping. Although it is Monday evening, the beeping stopped. My neighbour has come home. She's turned off the smoke alarm, and I have silence, and it's amazing. But I am up to page 400 in the End Crowns All. I'm at part 3. I don't know if there's a part 4. Honestly, right now I'm torn. I could just sit here and read for the next like 2 hours and finish the book. Tempting. Very tempting. Or I could put it down now, walk away, and come back tomorrow, because I know that there will be heartbreak in this last part, because I know the story of Troy. I know what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen, and I don't want it to. I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to. Nope. So, oh, this book is absolutely beautiful. It is such a beautifully written story. I love the way that B. Fitzgerald writes. I love just her use of language and the way that she tells a story, that even though it's a story that we know, it feels so new and so fresh. And I am just obsessed, really. So I don't know what to do. One really good thing about my crocheted book sleeves is they make books much more cuddly. Like you can give it a good cuddle. So I don't know what to do. I think it's 9 o'clock. I think I'm gonna put the book down now, just purely because I didn't get much sleep last night because I had the beep all night. So I'm quite tired and I want to shower. So it will take me probably another 2 hours to read the last 100 pages. I don't really want to be staying up until gone 11. And I feel like stopping reading at the end of a part is makes sense. So I'm going to come back tomorrow and finish The End Crowns All and do... It's Tuesday evening. I'm just gonna let Bracken out. You can't see me at all. There we go. I've just finished reading The End Crowns All and I loved it. It's so good. It's so, so good. I love how, oh, I just love everything about it. I love how even though we know how the story is going to end, the story doesn't end how you think it's going to end. And I just think that the way that B. Fitzgerald did that was just incredible. I have literally this minute finished it, but it does definitely give me 5-star energy. Honestly, B. Fitzgerald could be up there with like favourite authors. She's incredible. I have loved this book. And it's exactly just what I needed. I needed that win. I needed that 5-star book, that something that was just going to bring me joy and be, you know, a book that I loved. So I'm super, super happy. I have already actually done my next roll, but I'm going to just insert the clip now. Okay, roll number 7. I'm down here on Big Book. So I've got pretty much all of this section. I am feeling okay with most of this. I don't really want Community Shelf, don't particularly want Chance. And I'm hoping that I can get on something that is not a fantasy. I want ideally a romance, maybe a thriller. I'm also not accepting doubles. Okay, randomize your TBR. Okay, here is my TBR. I'm going to count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've put these 2 in instead of the 2 fantasies that were on my TBR, which were Somewhere Beyond the Sea and A Dowry of Blood. I just don't want a fantasy. I just want a romance, a thriller, a horror. I just can't deal with a fantasy right now. I'm very fantasied out. So, random generator, 1 to 9, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes! This is the book I really wanted. This is The Mistake by L. Kennedy. I'm so excited. So I am so excited to be starting The Mistake. I read The Deal last month, actually, only in beginning of September. I loved it. It was 5 stars. I'm so excited to pick this one here up. And I think I was saying this in the role as well, but I just need a break from fantasy. I just need literally like a couple book break from fantasy, because aside from Heads Will Roll, which was the first book I read this month, everything I've read so far has been fantasy, and I need to read something different. So I'm so happy that The Mistake came up. And I think this is going to be a very, very quick read. Probably, potentially, maybe even have it finished. Probably not, maybe, might not have it finished tomorrow, but by Thursday I expect it will be finished. And I think then my next read, I'm also going to try and pick up another book that is not fantasy. I just need, like I said, I just need literally like 2 or 3 book break, and then we'll go back on the fantasy train. I might try to read other genres for the rest of the month, but you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to like break the genre. So yeah, that is what I am about to start reading. I am so happy. I absolutely loved The End Crowns All. I didn't actually shed a tear, but I was very moved. And part of me wishes that I had been tabbing or annotating as I was going, because there were so many lines in that book that I was just like, it's amazing. So I kind of want to reread Girl, Goddess, Queen and The End Crowns All and annotate as I go. That might be a 2025 thing. Anyway, I'm going to start reading. Hello, it's Wednesday. It's about 2 o'clock now. I went on lunch at like 1ish. I was like, I'm going to start reading The Mistake. I'm now 80 pages into The Mistake. I don't want to go back to work. I want to just sit and finish reading The Mistake. Sign of a great book. Not so good for me, seeing as I've got quite a bit of work I need to do. So I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to smash through the work that I need to do now. And then I'm coming back and I'm binge reading The Mistake. There is... How far through are we? How long is this book? There is a chance, it's 307 pages. There is a chance, quite a strong chance, that this book will be finished tonight. But I'm gonna go back to work now, and I will catch up with you when I've finished work and when I've read more of The Mistake. I'll try and catch up with you when I'm at about the 200 page mark. Just because that seems like a sensible idea. Hi, it is about 7 p.m. I am at the page 140 in The Mistake. Yeah, it's a very, very good chance I'm finishing this tonight. I'm loving it. It's so good. So at first I'm just going to go and tell off Bella. I think she is. I'm making dinner and I'm part way through and I don't trust Bella to jump up and eat out of the frying pan. Anyway, so The Mistake. At first I was a little bit unsure about Grace and Logan. She's a virgin, and I'll be totally honest, the virgin trope is not my favourite. It's not a trope that I particularly enjoy reading, and it's not one that I think is done well very often. Because I feel like if you're going to make a big deal of a character being a virgin, then there needs to be a reason behind it. Even if it is just, you know, she's not yet happened to have sex, that's fine. But then there needs to be a reason, like, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to use the virgin trope, you need to have like a point to it. So at first I was a bit about that, but it's the summer. Logan is working at his dad's garage. I'm really enjoying it. So like his dad's an alcoholic, and I like the fact that these characters have so many more dimensions to them than just hockey girls. And I want to see where this storyline's going to go with Logan and his dad and what he's going to do after graduation. But yeah, really enjoying it so far. You know, it's one of those where when you read in a romance and you know that they're going to end up together because it's a romance, but also I'm really wanting Logan to work for it. He needs to work hard for it. And also, I really don't want Grace to make up with her friend. They've fallen out. I don't want her to, like, take that friend back. The one thing I will say is because I read Daydream by Hannah Grace last year, and I do know these books, The Mistake was published in like 2015 or something like that, I think. Let's see if I can find out. 2015, yeah. So obviously it was published 10 years before Daydream. You know, but there are a lot of similarities. I see a lot of similarities between Hannah Grace's writing and her characters and Elle Kennedy's writing and her characters. Unfortunately, I think I have read Hannah Grace first. So even though I know that Elle Kennedy came first, I experienced Hannah Grace first, if that makes sense. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that I feel like there's a lot of similarities between Daydream and The Mistake. Again, in Daydream, Hallie is a virgin. We've got the virgin trope. Obviously, it's another hockey romance. And yeah, I hope that they do end up feeling a bit different, because at the moment I'm getting myself in a little bit of like confusion around whether, like, I'm reading something like, hang on, is that character from Daydream, or is that character from The Deal? And I know sort of what's happening here. But having a fantastic time. I'm going to eat dinner now and then probably going to finish the book, let's be totally honest. So once I finish the book, I will, yes, where am I? 100. I'll check in with you. Do you know what? No, I'm just going to check in with you when I finish the book. Probably. Or at the end of the night, whichever comes first. And so yeah, I'll talk to you when I talk to you. It's, I don't know, 9:30? 9:45. I have just finished reading The Mistake. Yes, I read this book in one day, in 2 sittings. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. It's so good. What can I say that I didn't say earlier? I love the way that Elle Kennedy deals with Logan's dad being an alcoholic, and how that impacts his family and everything else as well. I love their relationship. Particularly enjoy that there's no third act breakup, and also no pregnancy trope, which those two honestly are just like the worst tropes in romance completely. I loved it. I was crying at the end. There's a scene, and I won't spoil anything, but there's a scene where something happens and Logan is meant to be picking Grace up from her dad's house, and he goes over and he's super late, and her dad's like, oh, she's gone already. He's like, are you okay? What's wrong? And Logan just bursts into tears, and her dad gives him a big hug. I sobbed. You know, when you're just like, oh, sweet baby little chicken pie. Yeah, I loved it. Loved it. Obsessed. 5 stars. No more words. So good. I kind of want to move right on to the score, but I'm going to go and do another roll now. I have got a sleepy Bracken and a sleepy Bella here with me. Hey, baby boo. Little Bracken over here. Hey, my darling. So yeah, I'm going to go and do my next roll, pick my next read. But yeah, that one was really, really good. It also was just exactly, don't stand on Bella. No, don't stand on her. Good girl. It also was just exactly what I needed, like with what I've been saying, that I just needed a win. I just needed a book that was going to kind of get me. I don't want another fantasy. You know, I just want a book that's not a fantasy, that's going to be quick, that's going to be fun, that's going to just basically not be a slog to get through. Because I feel like the fantasies that I've been reading, aside from the End Crowns All and also the Mad Ship I'm loving, but I feel like the other ones have been a bit of a slog. You know, like it's been hard work to get through the books I've read this month. So, and I think a lot of that is because I've just been reading a lot of fantasy, and I'm just a little bit, I'm not in a fantasy slump, but I think I've just read too much fantasy back to back. So yeah, gonna go and do my next roll, pick my next read. I have still got on my priority TBR, I've still got Diary of Blood and Somewhere Beyond the Sea. I am going to again take them off my like priority TBR. And whatever book I pick won't be a fantasy. Again, just purely because I just want something non-fantasy for my next read. Just until I feel a little bit more like, yes, I can snap back to it. But yeah, for The Mistake, 5 stars. I loved it. It was fantastic. No notes. All right, we are on roll, I believe 8. We're down here on go. Let's see what we're going to get. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Future. So that is a potential rainy day book. So a book that... Hello, it's actually Sunday afternoon, and I'm editing this video currently and realised that we're up to an hour and I've still got another book to go. So I thought, no, I'm not going to do that because otherwise this vlog is going to be like an hour and a half, an hour and 45 long, and I don't want that. Also, like, the editing software that I use gets really temperamental after a vlog is like an hour long. So it's just too hard. So we're going to wrap this vlog up here. Apologies for the dodgy cuts of the last roll of roll 8. You will find out what I am reading in next week's vlog, which is the final Spookoplathon vlog. I may need to redo my intro, in fact, because I had already read the book that I was for roll 8 when I did the intro. But, you know, whatever. So this vlog is now going to be ending at this point, which is Saturday morning, and next week's vlog will run from Saturday morning through to Thursday. So the 31st is Thursday. So I will run it up until the end of the month. Let me know what you think so far. Have you been taking part in Spookoplathon? Have you been enjoying it? What has the board been treating you well? I feel like the board forgave me this week and has actually been quite nice to me. But yes, that is it for this week's vlog. If you like this video, please leave me a like, subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye bye.